I think you can see me. I just need to confirm I've got the right volume on. Yes, that's that. Hurrah! Hello everyone, welcome aboard. It's lovely to be here and to see you. We're having discussions of what we're drinking. Sounds like there are people warming up and people cooling down and people... Well, of course, we have people in different hemispheres, so Chastity down in the southern hemisphere is getting very different weather from Zap, say in North America, and we've had a fairly bit of rain, not particularly warm, not exciting weather. Exciting, I don't like exciting in weather, let's be honest, so I'm calling that a win. So we can see and hear each other. That is a key and important thing, isn't it? So I'm just going to start. Come one and all, let us be jolly, drive away all melancholy, for to grieve it is a folly. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, King Solomon in all his glory tells each wife a different story. In our cups we'll disapprove of that. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, eating and drinking, they're so charming, piping and smoking, there's no harm in, I'm assured, all these things we'll take delight in. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, cease your quarrelling and fighting, evil speaking and backbiting, all these things take no delight in. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, grab the bottle as it passes, do not fail to fill your glasses, water drinkers are usually driving. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together, let union be in all our hearts. Let all our hearts be joined as one. We'll end the day as we begun, we'll end it all in pleasure. Rack follow roller roll to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido, rack follow roller roller to relido. When we're met together. There you go. Let union be. Let onions be. Now, something was doing something weird, but not that. Is it that? No. I clearly pressed a button by accident. So I hope we've all had a good week. I hope we've all been well behaved or mischievous as the as the case may be. Hi, Paul. My God, it's Paul Bristow here before the first song ended. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. How lovely to see you, Paul. How you doing? I did forget to start recording, so I've turned it on now. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, my week was immeasurably better than last week because Jill's home. So that's good. Although there was a bit of a... if you are... oh, that's a very good... I've not quite got gravy on mine, but it's definitely not... Daddy, I can't see. Yeah, there was a bit of drama because Yorkshire Ambulance decided, if you see my Facebook, you already know this, but Yorkshire Ambulance decided that they couldn't bring Jill home until they'd sent someone to assess the access to our house, and they were going to try and take her home the next day. And Jill put her foot down with a firm hand, and through sheer bloody-mindedness managed to get herself up the step that she'd not managed to get up a step at all in training, so to speak. So, and we're not making her do it again. She's still got exercises to do and stuff like that. And the people who come and pick her up every day have got ramps, so they wheel her down that step. She doesn't have to deal with it. And she's slowly but surely regaining strength and sleeping downstairs in a... we've got a small single bed shoved into the corner of the sitting room, and it's fucking awesome. I am just so delighted to be to have a home, really. If you've been... long-time couple thing, there's something enormously pleasant about sitting there, sharing the same space, reading completely different web pages, and not, occasionally someone getting up and offering a cup of tea, and not... Whereas when you go and visit someone in hospital, you've got to make conversation. But when you just sat there, being with each other, you don't, and it's so much nicer. I mean, we do have conversations, but yeah, just so lovely. Yeah. Now westland winds and slaughtering guns bring autumn's pleasant weather. The moorcock springs on whirring wings among the blooming heather. The waving grain wide o'er the plain delights the weary farmer, and the moon shines bright as I rove at night to muse upon my charmer. The partridge loves the fruitful fells, the plover loves the mountains, the woodcock haunts the lonely dells, the soaring hern the fountains. Through lofty groves the cushat roves, the path of man to shorten it. The hazel bush o'erhangs the thrush, the spreading thorn, the linnet. it. Thus every kind their pleasure find, the savage and the tender. Some so shall join and lives combine, some solitary wander, avaunt away the cruel sway, tyrannic man's dominion, the sportsman's joy, the murdering cry, the fluttering gory pinion. But Peggy dear, the evening's clear, swift flies the skimming swallow, the sky is blue, the fields in view, all fading green and yellow. Come, let us stray our gladsome way to view the charms of nature, the waving corn, the fruitful thorn, and every happy creature. We'll gently walk and sweetly talk till the silent moon shines clearly. I'll clasp thy waist and fondly pressed swear how I love thee dearly. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer, so dear can be as thou to me, my fair, my lovely charmer. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer, so dear can be as thou to me, my fair, my lovely charmer. There you go, composed in August by Robert Burns, or possibly in Westland Winds. Now, in a moment of what's name, I am going to point to this with the right hand straight away, first thing. This is my Ko-fi page. This is where, if you're enjoying what I do, you can chuck some money in the hat. And if you're not enjoying what I do, well, I wouldn't bother. And if you can't afford to chuck any money in the hat, do not feel in any way obliged. Just enjoy this as my gift to you. It works like a busker's hat. And if you're enjoying it, chuck some money in. If you're not enjoying it, why are you still here? And if you've not got the money, don't worry. Oh, Lord. Applesauce. I think that's, yes. How many more different applauses is Paul going to manage before the night is out, do we think? Words. Words. I'm coming to words. That's the thing that I'm trying to do. Words. What do I fancy singing? When Julius Fabricius, sub-prefect of the Weald, in the days of Diocletian, owned our lower river field, he called to him Hobdenius, a Briton of the clay, saying, what about that river bit for laying into hay? And that aged Hobden answers, I remember as a lad, my father told your father that she wanted draining bad, and the more that you neglect her, the less you'll get her clean. Have it just as you've a mind to, But if I was you, I'd drain. So they drained it long and crossways in the lavish Roman style, and still today among the river drift we find their ancient tile. And in droughty middle August, when the bones of meadows show, we can trace the line they followed 1500 years ago. And Julius Fabricius died, as even prefects do, and after certain centuries imperial Rome died too. Then did robbers enter Britain from across the northern main, and our lower river field was won by Ogier the Dane. Well could Ogier work his warboat, well could Ogier wield his brand. Much he knew of farming waters, not so much of farming land. So we called to him a Hobden of the old unaltered blood, saying, what about that river bit? She doesn't look no good. And that aged Hobden answered, tain't for me to interfere, but I known that bit of meadow now for 50 years. I have it just as you've a mind to, but I've proved it time on time. If you want to change her nature, you have got to give her lime. Ogier sent his wains to Lewis 30 hours solemn walk, and drew back great abundance of the cool grey heening chalk. And old Hobden spread it broadcast, never heeding what was in't, which is why in cleaning ditches now and then we find a flint. Ogier died, his sons grew English, Anglo-Saxon was their name, till out of blossom Normandy another pirate came. When Duke William conquered Britain, England, and divided with his men our lower river field he gave to William of Warren. But the brook, you know her habit, rose one rainy autumn night, and tore down sodden flitches of the banks to left and right. So says William to his bailiff, as they rode their dripping rounds, oh, what about that river bit? The brook's got up no bounds. Ain't that aged Hobden answers, tain't my business to advise, but you might have known 'twould happen from the way the valley lies. Where you can't hold back the water, you must try and save the soil. Have it just as you've a mind to, but if I was you, I'd spile. So they spiled along the watercourse with planks of willow trees backed with trunks of willow trees backed with planks of elm behind them, and immortal oaken knees. And when the spades of autumn whirl the gravel beds away, we will find their faithful fragments, iron hard and iron clay. Georgi, Quinti, Anno Sexto, I who own the river field, am fortified with title deeds, attested, signed and sealed, guaranteeing me my assigns, my executors and heirs, all sorts of powers and profits, which are neither mine nor theirs. I have right of chase and warren, as my dignity requires. I can fish, but Hobden tickles, I can shoot, but Hobden wires. I repair, but he reopens certain gaps which men allege have been used by every Hobden since a Hobden swapped a hedge. Oh, but what about that river bit? I turn to... no. Since a Hobden swapped a hedge, but... No. Attested, signed and sealed, I repair, he reopens certain gaps which... no. Let's start that again. Georgi, Quinti, Anno Sexto, I who own the river field, am fortified with title deeds, attested, signed and sealed, guaranteeing me my assigns, my executors and heirs, all sorts of powers and profits, which are neither mine nor theirs. I have a right of chase and warren, as my dignity requires. I can shoot, but I can fish, but Hobden tickles. I can shoot, but Hobden wires. I repair, but he reopens certain gaps which men allege have been used by every Hobden since a Hobden swapped a hedge. Should I dog his morning progress or the track betraying dew, demand the dinner basket into which my pheasant flew, confiscate the evening faggot under which my conies ran, and summons him to judgment, I would sooner summons Pan, for his deader in the churchyard 30 generations foundations laid. His name was old in history when Doomsday Book was made, and the passion and the piety and prowess of his line were seeded, rooted, fruited in some land the law calls mine. Not for any beast that burrow, nor for any birds that fly, would I lose his large sound counsel or his keen amending eye. He is bailiff, woodman, wheelwright, field surveyor, engineer, and if flagrantly a poacher, tain't for me to interfere. Oh, but what about that river bit? I turn to him again, with Fabricius and Doggia and William of Warren. Have it just as you've a mind to, but... And here he takes command, for whoever pays the taxes, old Mus Hobden owns the land. There you go, slightly forgotten. It's been a while since I've sung it. Thank you very, very much to Nitronomicon and the anonymous donor for chucking some money in the hat. This hat here, twice in a row. I got the right pointing finger. You're very kind. Thank you so much. We've already eaten. We did roast onions, roast chicken and potatoes, but we might have a pizza tomorrow. That would be good, wouldn't it? Come, come with me to the old churchyard. I so well know those paths neath the soft green sward. Friends slumber in there, we want to regard. We will trace out their names in the old churchyard. Mourn not for them, their trials are o'er. Oh, I weep for those who will weep no more. For sweet is their sleep, though cold and hard. Their pillows may be in the old churchyard. I know it's vain when friends depart to breathe kind words to a broken heart, and I know the joy of life is marred when we follow lost friends down to the old churchyard. But were I at rest neath yonder tree, why would you weep, my friends, for me? I'm so weary, so wayworn, why would you retard the peace I seek in the old churchyard? I rest in the hope that one bright day my children will watch as their grandchildren play, and their joy and their laughter and blithe disregard will echo instead around the old churchyard. I rest in the hope that one bright day my children will watch as their grandchildren play, and their joy and their laughter and blithe disregard will echo instead around the old churchyard. The old churchyard. Hi, Stefan. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Whereabouts are you based these days, Stefan? Sorry, I like to know where people are, so everyone can go, oh, you're a neighbour, and all that kind of thing. So, Oh, I think I know what's happening, and yeah, I do know what's happening, and I can't easily fix it. yeah, unison's great fun. Oh, pardon me. Miner's life is like a sailor's board a ship to cross the waves. Every day his life's in danger, still he ventures being brave. Watch the rocks, they're falling daily. Careless miners always fail. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. Union miners, stand together. Do not hear the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. You've been docked and docked again, boys. You've been loading 2 for 1. What have you to show for working since your mining days are done? But worn out boots and worn out miners, lungs of stone and children pale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. Union miners, stand together. Do not hear the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. In conclusion, bear in memory, keep this password in your mind. God provides for every worker when in union we combine. So stand up tall and stand together. Unity, for we'll prevail. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. Union miners, stand together. Do not hear the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. Union miners, stand together. Do not hear the owner's tale. Keep your hand upon your wages and your eye upon the scale. There you go. I really ought to learn more verses to that. There's so many more harmonies to be had on that chorus. Oh dear. I'm still doing I have spoken to people about getting people back on as guests, and people have said yes, and I've got to get my act together and get them booked and sorted out. We're going to have Talis coming back. We've got who else do we got? We've got Helen Lindley is coming on at some point. James Eagle, who is a singer from London and based in London and publishes Folk London. We've got, at some point, we're going to have Emily Eastwood back. She gets back in Sheffield on Monday, so we're looking forward to that. And A few other people have said yes. I can't remember who off the top of my head, and I need to be better at chasing them and sorting that out. But we'll get there. There will be other people singing harmonies in real space. And at Easter, there will be the Sheffield Sesh Fest, and we'll definitely be doing singing in real space, but probably won't be broadcasting from there. So, but yes, there are things afoot, which is good. And what was I going to after that one? There was a thing that sprang to mind. And it's not there. It's not got things and a foot. Absolutely. There's a proper leg end going on there, yeah. We're going to have a leg end at some point. I'm probably not sure where the kittens... The cats, now there's a bed downstairs, have discovered that there's a bed to lounge about on. So instead of lounging about up here and coming marauding, they tend to be lounging on the bed downstairs. So sorry for the lack of invading kittens. But they're inordinately distracting, and I'm always worried they're going to bring this thing down on me again. So I'm not objecting to that. Should I? Yeah, okay. Words. Can you tell I don't have a set list? Lift up your hearts, Emmanuel's friends, and taste the pleasure Jesus sends. Let nothing cause you to delay, but hasten in the good old way. For I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Our conflicts here, though great they be, shall not prevent our victory, if we but strive and march and pray like soldiers in the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Though Satan may his powers employ our happiness for to destroy, yet never fear we'll gain the day by marching in the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Ye valiant souls, for heaven contend. Remember, glory is at the end. Our God will wipe our tears away when we have run the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in the soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. And far beyond this mortal shore we'll meet with those who have gone before, and shout to think we've gained the day by marching in the good old way. And I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory, and I know I feel I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul. Yes, I have a sweet hope of glory in the soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in the soul, and I know I feel I have a sweet a glory in my soul. I have a sweet hope of glory in my soul, not a sweet tooth with gory rotten hole. For God's sake, Paul. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock and she was struck a mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost, and the groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter'd rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, and met a sorry end, but insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. And they laughed at us and said we had to go, but we talked of her all winter, some days around the clock, for she's worth $250,000 floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Well, all spring now we've been with her on a barge lent by a friend, 3 dives a day in a hard hat suit, and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we've stopped her vents, patched her rent, stocked hatch and port all down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale, for she's worth a... She saved our lives so many times, living through the gale, and the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, though your heart it be broken and life about to end. No matter what you've lost, be it a home, a lover, friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again, rise again, rise again, that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, and those who loved her best and who were with her to the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. The Mary Ellen Carter by the great Stan Rogers. And I have found some words that might be the filk of it that someone referenced, and Emily and I are going to have a crack at it. We'll probably end up, because the filk one, how can I put this? The filk one is great, but most of the people that Emily and I are going to be singing to are not really filkers, and probably aren't that au fait with the full Cthulhu mythos. So the sunken land of R'lyeh, the sunken isle of R'lyeh, however you pronounce it, is, well, I mean, it's accurate, but probably doesn't have the name recognition for the kind of people we'll be singing to. So we're going to tweak it, and it's going to be the elder god Cthulhu rising again. And there's a couple of other bits where I think we might just go, And anyway, but yes, it's going to get it's going to get filk processed. It's not going to be a full parody. It's not going to be a full refit. But we've definitely, I'm going to do nasty things to it, and hope that the original author doesn't object. No, I think a Doctor Who version. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mary Ellen Starter, to be honest. I've heard it. The Windborne singers do it, don't they? And they're great, but yeah. The thing about the Cthulhu one that's floating around is it's really got some great stuff. It's great, you know. Tomorrow night we will consume your arm, your heart, your brain. Is just rather splendid, as well as the no matter what you sacrifice, a cat, a goat, a friend. But I definitely prefer dog, which is so somewhat. It got folk processed on the way to us, and we're going to nick some of that and that. Any road up. Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor. Probably shouldn't use that tune anymore, is it? Folk drift, absolutely. It's called the folk process, Marion, is the process by which songs get changed. So this is a classic example of folk process. This is one where I deliberately folk processed it because I didn't like the last verse. My sweetheart, come along, don't you hear the fond song, the sweet notes of the nightingale play. Yes, you'll hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pretty Betsy, don't fail, I will carry your pail, and along to your court we will go. And you shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pray leave me alone, I have hands of my own, and along with you, sir, I'll not go. For to hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Pray sit yourself down with me on the ground, on this bank where the primroses grow, and you shall hear the fond tale of the sweet nightingale as she sings in the valley below. As she sings in the valley below. Well, he kept up this talk till he got kicked in the fork, and he fell where those stinging nettles grow. And she is still not afraid to walk in the shade, nor go down in the valley below. Nor go down in the valley below. There you go. My answer to all those depressing songs where he just badgers her until she gives in. Just change the last verse. Job done. Absolutely, chastity. Absolutely. I mean, I love her for the second. I mean, that "Pray Leave Me Alone, I've Got Hands of My Own" is just so. I love that. It's so human. And then in the sort of original folky version, it's you know, she goes, "Oh, all right then," and goes off and gets married to him, and it's just it betrays that girl of the second verse. I find. So I'm very happy with. I'm very proud of changing that one. You know. In the heat of the day when the sun shines so clearly, I met Master Kilby, so fine and so gay. I pulled off my hat and bowed to the ground, and I said, "Master Kilby, oh, where are you bound?" "I'm bound for the west, and in the hopes to find rest in the arms of my dear Nancy, I will build a new nest. She's the fairest of girls, she's the choice of my heart, and her skin shines like silver, and in every part. And if I were the master of £10,000 in bright gold and silver, or in King William's crowns, I'd part with it all and with me own heart so freely, and it's all for the sake of my charming Nancy. I gave her some kisses, 'twas down by the seashore, and still she lay asking for more. Master Kilby. Tune, I think, by Nick Jones. Oh. Ha. Has anyone got anything exciting coming up in the coming week? Share pointers at any good gigs that I went to a gig. Here's it. I went to a gig and sang with people on Saturday. It was that was Gemma Cambridge and David Walker. Cambridge and Walker have been guests and will be guests again. We have to nail a time down. So hopefully that's going to happen as well. They did a gig for John Bowden at the Royal Traditions Club on Saturday night, and it was a grand night. And I met several people that I've met. I met them in person for the first time. You know, they've become friends over the past 2 years, but so that's quite good. That was really nice. I'm going to try and make that a regular thing. Try and go out to that gig because it's just lovely. I really ought to take it off the singing version. Whoa, yeah. But the great thing about that is just the reason I love that club is they book great guests, but that's not the reason I love the club. The reason I love that club is the sessions in the evening are just stunningly good. After basically they start early, so the first act, the act goes on by 8 o'clock. They're done by about 9:30, and then there's a session for people to sing and to make music until the pub closes, and it's in the middle of nowhere, and closing time is flexible. So if you're singing a lot, then it just runs on, and it's the most marvelous environment to sing. And they've got house songs in a booklet that's been produced by Carl Sinfield, the chap behind Sing Yonder. So now they're beautiful. They were little folded sheets of A5 with which, you know, the songs were there and everyone had the words, so everyone could join in on the verses, which is really nice. But these are beautifully produced little A5 booklets now, and it's just lovely. It's it's a brilliant folk club and a brilliant folk club format, and I would love to see more clubs operating on that basis. does all sorts of things right. It's in the public bar of the pub in which it happens. So there is always the possibility of someone who didn't know what was going on hearing this music, and that's often really exciting. It does mean that you've not necessarily the quietest, because there's another bar that's not particularly closed off, and that's where the locals who aren't interested in folk club but still want to drink, because it is a Saturday night, go and have their drink and have a chat, but they tend to keep it down a bit, and it's just a lovely night. Really, should you find yourself, if you look at royaltraditions.co.uk, I think it's Royal Traditions, if you look for the Royal Traditions Folk Club in Dungworth, D-U-N-G Worth, they've got a good programme coming up this year, and I really, if you find yourself wanting an excuse or finding yourself in the environs of Sheffield, that is the place to be on a Saturday night, on usually the last Saturday of the month. It's a great club. And this is one of their house songs. Pass the good old bumper down and never count the score. Drink the good old liquor down and boldly call for more. For 'tis he who will not merry, merry be, shall never taste of joy. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. Here's a health unto a Majesty, and long may she reign, Queen of all the seven seas and pride of the Spanish main. For 'tis he who will not merry, merry be, shall never taste of joy. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. The only catch is I can't remember all the bloody words. Here's one thing I'll ask of you before we count the score. Give to me the one I love and the key to the cellar door. For 'tis he who will not merry, merry be, shall never taste of joy. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. Once more unto her Majesty, and long may she reign. Once more unto her Majesty, and let the toast go round. Confusion to her enemies wherever they are found. For 'tis he who will not merry, merry be, shall never taste of joy. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. 'Twas he who will not merry, merry be, shall never taste of joy. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. See the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys. I know how to loop that one properly next time. Because what I want is for that, because the actual repetition at the end is not of the whole chorus, it's just see the capes in view, hark forward, my brave boys, and then you repeat see the capes in view, and I know how to make that looping work. I just haven't set it up. Well, I forgot that that's how it works. So yeah. This is the problem with having a go at something for the first time live and on stream, isn't it, really? Let me look for a lyric. It is a grand one, isn't it? Yes. Really grand song. Great tune. I fell asleep down by a stream, and there I had the strangest dream, and down by Brennan's glen there grows a briar and a rose. There's a tree in the forest, I don't know where, I built a nest out of your hair, and climbing up into the air, the briar and the rose. Well, I don't know how long it's been, but I was born in Brennan's glen, and near the end of spring there grows a briar and a rose. I picked a rose one early morn, I pricked my finger on a thorn, it had grown so close its winding wove, the briar round the rose. I tried to tear them both apart, I felt a bullet through my heart, and all dressed up in spring's new clothes, the briar and the rose. And when I'm buried and in my grave, tell me so I may know your tears may fall to make love grow, the briar and the rose. And when I'm buried and in my grave, tell me so I may know your tears may fall to make love grow, the briar and the rose. There you go, Tom Waits, The Briar and the Rose. That's been sort of adopted, very much adopted as a folky standard these days. But I've still not properly learned it. Thank you. Thank you, Stefan. I'm using, I can't actually easily show you at the moment, but I'm using a looper. I'm using Loopy Pro on my iPad to do that. And I've got a little launch pad which lets me press buttons and all sorts of fancy stuff going on. But that lets me do, you know, that kind of harmonising with myself, which is, I mean, the thing I most miss about singing in person is these live harmonies. You can't, and this is the closest I can get really to do live harmonies by just building them as we repeat the verse. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingalay. What care we, boys, how white the minches? What care we, boys, the wind and weather, when we know that every inch is closer homeward to to mingle. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to mingle. Wives are waiting by the pier head, gazing seaward from the heather. Bring her head round and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingle. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, bring her head round into the weather. Heel your ho, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingle. Sailing homeward to Mingle. Ha! The Mingle boat song, which is, I think it's entirely non-traditional, as it's credited to some poet whose name now escapes me. And the tune, I think, is a relatively modern thing. But, weirdly, for all it's relatively modern and we know who wrote it, I don't get copyright strikes for that one. But I do get copyright strikes for stuff that is definitely traditional. YouTube, fuck off. Hey. Thank you, Marion. It is a beautiful tune, isn't it? And a beautiful set of words. Yeah, again, another one where you would really love an extra verse, but at the same time, it is perfectly complete. You want an extra verse as a singer because you want more harmonies, but when you actually listen to the lyric, it's just there's just the right amount. Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of there's a push and pull there on that, isn't there? It's just. Up from the town and through the arch of whalebone and out on the cliff tops where North Sea breezes blow. See the happy crowds and all the merry makers going homeward from the late night show. Well, I stopped in for a while at a noisy music session. I bought a pint of Tetley's and I found a place to stand. It's then I saw a stranger sitting in a black depression with a lukewarm half a lager in his hand. Well, I never liked to see me fellow creature hurting, so I sat right down beside him. I asked him how things stood. Imagine my surprise when I saw his formal shirt and his pallid face and eyes as red as blood. Well, he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. A century ago I come from Transylvania, had such a lovely time, the vacation of my life, and if things had ended different I might have wound up staying here and settled down and found myself a wife. Well, then I had this daft idea that I'd lock up Castle Dracula, I'd catch a Transalbino and go out on the road, and though I must admit that your scenery is spectacular, I've come to wish I never had left home. Well, he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. You're safe from me because you're drinking Tetley's holy water, and the band's been eating garlic. It puts 'em all to rights, and I haven't found a virgin that I have half a mind to slaughter, though I've been out on the pole these last 3 nights. And I've wandered up and down from Ravenscar to Redcar. I've flitted o'er the moorlands, and I've been to Boggle Hole. I've taken loads of pictures, and I've written lots of postcards, and I'm nothing but a lonely, restless soul. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. You're with musicians, friend, there's no need to feel lonely. Just grab a penny whistle, join in the tunes we play. Well, you're kind to make the offer, lad, and he shook his head. It's only that 4 whistle playing me fangs get in the way. Well, then why not borrow my guitars? Me very next suggestion. I've got fingernails as long as claws. I couldn't do it, man. And all at once it hit me, the answer to me question, and I reached across and gave him a baran. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. Well, he took to it at once the way a vulture takes to liver, and he latched onto the beater and he banged with might and main. The way he thumped and pummeled was enough to make you shiver, and he shouted for the tunes to start again. The roos and rakes of mallow horses brawl and drops of brandy, the ace and deuce of pipering, Mons Megan's silver spear, O'Carolyn's farewell, planks to Irwin Mason's apron, and he never stopped till dawn was drawing near. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. Well, the landlord rubbed his eyes and he said, now friends, I'm certain I really must be closing, for the pumps have all run dry. And he strode across the bar room and he pulled back every curtain, and we squinted at the early morning sky, and in that sudden sunshine the silence fell like thunder as the beater ceased its rattle and the goatskin drum fell still. We looked to see what happened, and we gazed in sudden wonder at the smoking ashes on the windowsill. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. So when it's dark outside and you wish that you were safer, for comfort and security, obey this simple plan. Forget about your crucifix, abjure your holy wafer, and to ward off vampires, carry a baran. When he wants to see the dancing and to hear the music play, so the vampire come to Whitby on his summer holiday. The Vampire Came to Whitby by Chris Manners. Isn't that an absolute corker? Suppose I have to do this at some point. endless fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed the jewels keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'll meet me when I come. I am just going over Jordan. I'm only going home. I want to wear that crown of glory when I come home in that bright light. I want to shout salvation's story in concert with that blood-washed past. I'm going there to meet my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I am just going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I'm going there to meet my Savior, to sing His praise forevermore. I am just going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. 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 Poor Wayfaring Stranger. Not quite as I usually do it, but that was all right, wasn't it? Yeah, the drone loop ended up in double time and I know why. I forgot to make a change. Let me fix that now so it doesn't happen again. Pardon me. Yes, let's have more appendage slapping. I will also, in case there's any new folk in the chat, just remind people that this is the link if you're enjoying what I'm doing and want to chuck somebody in the hat. Absolutely no obligation. I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and but it's always nice to be appreciated. It's one. There's nothing says I really enjoyed what you're doing quite like putting it on a note wrapped in a £5 note, really. So thank you for that. Oh God, how's the complicated shawl going, Marion? Jill had some, well, not particularly complicated, I don't think, but pockets to knit while she was in hospital, and apparently there was much adult language because she was complaining about how the pattern was written and all that kind of stuff. I don't not a knitter, don't quite understand, but I'm quite sure, as a programmer, I know that there is code, many ways of writing code that does the same thing. And some of that code is easy to read and understand and follow. And some of that code is a fucking nightmare. And I believe Jill had a pattern that was tending more towards fucking nightmare than easy to read and understand. Oh, Jill, I don't think Jill's really... She doesn't really do shawl knitting. She's knitting a cardigan. Well, she's knitting a kind of sleeveless hoodie is how she describes it. And it looks really rather nice. But it's she's finding the pattern frustrating in the way in which it's written. Indeed, 960 ways of constructing everything. Absolutely. And every single one of them is right. Kipling again. The man just... And there was no one like him, horse or foot, or any of the guns I knew. And because it was so, well, of course he went and died, which is just what the best men do. So it's knock out your pipes and follow me, and it's finish up your swipes and follow me. Oh, hark to the big drum calling, follow me. Follow me home. Well, his wife, she goes with the bombardier before a week is through. And she has the beggar hooked, and the bands are up in church, and she has the beggar hooked, which is just what a girl would do. And it's knock out your pipes and follow me, and it's fish up your swipes and follow me. Oh, hark to the big drum calling, follow me. Follow me home. Well, his mare, she paws the whole night through. She stomps the whole day through. And she won't take a feed, 'cause of waiting for his step, which is just what a beast wouldn't do. And it's knock out your pipes and follow me, and it's finish up your swipes and follow me. Oh, hark to the big drum calling, follow me, follow me home. He was all that... no, hang on. Well, we fought about a dog last week, it's true. We went a round or two, and I shocked him cruel hard, and I wish I hadn't now, which is just what a man can't do. Knock out your pipes and follow me, and it's fish up your swipes and follow me. Oh, hark to the big drum calling, follow me. Follow me home. When he was all that I had in the way of a friend, and now I gotta find one new, and I'd give me pay and stripes just to have the bugger back, which is just what a man can't do. And it's knock out your pipes and follow me, and it's fish up your swipes and follow me. Oh, hark to the big drum calling, follow me, follow me home. Take him away, he's gone where the best men go. Take him away, with the drum reels turning slow. Take him away, there's more for the place he's gone. Take him away, with the limber and the drum. And it's 3 rounds blank and follow me, and it's 13 rank and follow me. Oh, passing the love of women, follow me home, follow me, follow me home. Follow Me Home, another Kipling one, tuned by Peter Bellamy. Thank you very much to Paul, and I'm guessing the ST's Stephen. Thank you very much for chucking money in the hat. You're very kind. When I was young and scarce 18, I drove a roaring trade, and many's a sly trick have I played on many's a pretty maid. And my parents swore it would not do, I soon should spend their store, so they resolved that I should go on board a man of war. When a bold press gang surrounded me, and their warrants they did show, they swore that I should go to sea and face a daring foe. So it's off they dragged me to the boat, and there I cursed my fate, for it's there I found that I should float on board and 98. Well, when first I set my foot on board, how I did stamp and stare, but our Admiral, he gave the word, there is no time to spare. So we raised our anchors, shook out sail, and off they bore me straight to fight the French in storm and gale on board in 98. Well, as time fled, I bolder grew, I hardened was to war. I could run aloft with my ship's crew and value not a scar. And so well I did my duty do that I got boatswain's mate, and blast me, soon got boatswain too on board in 98. When the years rolled by and at Trafalgar, brave Nelson he fought and fell, and when they capsized that hardy tar, I took a rap as well. But and at Greenwich College I came back because I'd saved my pay. They'd only knocked a wing off Jack on board in 98. So now I can my cocoa take, my pouch with baccy's stored, in my three-cocked hat and my blue coat I'm happy as a lord. For I've done my duty, served my queen, and now I bless my fate. But blast me, I'm too old to sing, I'm nearly 98. On board in 98. Trad song, learn from the singing of Peter Bellamy again, because, my God, that man, what a set of songs he had, what a set of pipes he had. Oh dear, still getting that tiredness. I'm not going to be going on too long from now, but thank you all for being with me. As I say, not quite sure who's on next week. I'm kind of hoping if Emily's here, we might manage to sort something out, but if not, it'll just be me, and that'll be fun too. And ongoing, there will be people coming up, but yeah, I'm going to think coming into the last couple, I think. So who'll be the lady, who will be the lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another? Who'll be the lady, who will be the lord, in the light that is coming in the morning? Sing John Ball and tell it to them all, long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, when we are ruled by the love of one another. Eve is the lady, Adam is the Lord, in the light that is coming. Sing them John Ball and tell it to them all, long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say, labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all, long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say, labour and spin for the love of one another. Labour and spin for fellowship, I say, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all, long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. Sing John Ball and tell it to them all, long live the day that is dawning. For I'll crow like a cock, I'll carol like a lark, in the light that is coming in the morning. John Ball, can't not sing that, can I really? That's one of my regulars. I can't miss that one. Got to give chat the opportunity to put cocks in chat. Hey. Let's finish with this one. Actually, no, I've got 6 minutes left. Let's not finish just yet. What to sing? What to sing? Let me just fiddle with a few bits and pieces. Ba da da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da da. Come on, you maidens young and fair, all you who blooming in your pride. Always beware and keep your garden fair. Let no man steal away your time, for time it is a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labour, and time with all its joy. Time brings all things to an end. Once I had a bunch of time. It flourished by night and by day. There came a lusty sailor along with all his charms. He stole my bunch of time away. Oh, time, it is a precious thing, and time brings all things to my mind. Time with all its labours, and time with all its joys. Time brings all things to an end. The gardener was standing by. I bid him to choose for me. He chose me the lily, the violet and the pink, but I did refuse all three. Oh, time, it is Time brings all things to an end. Time with all its labours, and time with all its joys. Time brings all things to an end. Time brings all things to an end. Time brings all things to an end. A bunch of time. Right, what to finish with? I think I'm going to finish with this. Thank you everyone for being here, for being in chat. It's always much more fun to entertain a chat that's responsive, and you have all been, so that's very, very, very lovely. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to the people who have chucked money in the hat. Let me just look at that list and thank you all individually. I don't actually know the words to that, so I best not try and sing it. Thank you to ST, presumably Stephen, Paul, Nitronomicon, and the anonymous supporter at the beginning, who all chucked money in the hat. You're all very kind. If you've enjoyed this, if you're watching this on catch up, that's the place to chuck some money in the hat if you feel the urge. This will be up live for catch up for a week, so if you people think would like to see it, send them this way. It's been an absolute pleasure, Stephen. This is a regular thing every Friday night, 8 p.m. UK time. Unless I'm without spoons, and actually this is one of those things that actually is a spoon regenerator if I can bring myself to do it. So that's how it is. So I'm going to sing you out with this. Am I going to change my mind? Soon tomorrow's sun will rise, and dawn will paint the sky. There's time for just this parting song before we say goodbye. So sing together, one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. We've shared our stories, yours and mine. We've shared our hopes and fears in memories of days gone by. We both rolled back the years. So sing together, one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. With the ever-turning fateful wheel must cause our ways to part, and bring in untold mysteries. Another day will start. So sing together, one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Let's start that again, eh? So sing together, one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. For from endings come beginnings, From the old springs the new, with hope for tomorrow. We'll see our parting through, and sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. Yes, sing together one and all, and raise a glass of wine. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. Here's hoping we shall meet again along the road of time. Thank you very much. That's the parting song by Dave Webber, which is always a pleasure to sing. It's always been a pleasure singing for you. Thanks everyone for stopping by. And now I'm going to press the fade to black button and turn off the stream. Bye-bye.